Each Pokemon is assigned a color in the Pokedex, but the way they're categorized is pretty strange, and some of the choices make almost no sense. So what's up, fellas? My name is Matt, and today Elias and I are going to take a look at Pokemon colors. We'll talk about which ones have changed over the years, as well as what color assignments we disagree with. Alright, let's get started.
What's up? I'm Elias, and Pokemon are split into these 10 color categories. As you might have noticed, there's no group for orange. So the orange Pokemon are listed under various other categories, namely red, yellow, and brown. We'll talk about why there's no orange a little later, but for now, let's take a look at Snorlax. If you ask us, this guy is blue. At least he is now, but the Pokedex listed as black. Sure, Snorlax is a fairly dark blue, but other Pokemon with darker shades are listed as blue, like Gigalith and Corvisquire, so we don't agree that Snorlax should be classified as black, at least nowadays. But let's take a look at some of Snorlax's older sprites. Back in the first 2 generations, it was a much darker color, and over time it became more blue. Colors were added to the Pokedex in Gen 3, so here are Snorlax's sprites from Ruby and Sapphire. Our boy is still more of a dark gray than blue, so black is a pretty reasonable categorization with that in mind. But as we'll see throughout this video, many Pokemon have had their official color designations changed over the years, and we think Snorlax would be a pretty good candidate for that as well.
I'm just gonna go look at Snorlax's Ruby and Sapphire sprite one more time.
He's pink.
It is not pink.
He's pink in my heart.
If I showed you Frillish and Jellicent, you might say that the male and female forms are blue and pink respectively. Well, the Pokedex disagrees. Both forms are listed as white. Cool. How Game Freak determines colors is also pretty inconsistent. If I showed you Druddigon and asked you what color it is, I think most people would say blue, because that's the most prominent color on its body. But the Pokedex categorizes Druddigon based on its head, so it's listed under red instead. So if we follow that logic, then Mareanie and Toxapex would be purple, since that's the color of their heads. But nope, they're listed as blue based on their, leg things that surround them.
Alright, let's take a look at Shellos and Gastrodon. I think you'll probably agree that the East Sea snails are blue, and so does the Pokedex. But what about the West Sea forms? Well, we would call them pink, but Game Freak lists them as purple. Don't get us wrong, the line between purple and pink is pretty fuzzy, so there are a bunch of Pokemon that could have been in either category. Like, what color would you say Ditto is? You could go either way on this one, because color isn't an objective concept. The same way we disagree with some of Game Freak's choices, you might disagree with some of ours. That being said, we don't think purple matches Gastrodon at all. It's the pinkest Pokemon in the purple category by a good margin. Pink Snorlax. Aww, look, there are pink Snorlax.
Before Generation 7, both forms of Gastrodon were listed as purple, which segues quite nicely into the next point we wanted to talk about. In Gens 3 through 6, many Pokemon with multiple forms were put into just one category, even if those forms were different colors. As another example, Mega Latias was categorized as a red Pokemon, and Mega Latios was blue, since those are the colors of their base forms. But in Sun and Moon, both of the Megas were changed to purple.
Most of these changes make perfect sense. Mega Charizard X was changed from red to black, Zen Mode Darmanitan went from red to blue, and so on and so on. But Burmy and Wormadam were originally listed as gray, which is fair. That's a color all 3 forms of each Pokemon share, so fair game. But in Gen 7, Wormadam's forms all got their own colors, which is also fair game. Plant Cloak form became green, Sandy Cloak became brown, and
So, you know how we said Gastrodon was the pinkest of the purple Pokemon? Well, Trash Cloak Wormadam is the pinkest of the red Pokemon. I think it's fair to say that this form should have been listed as pink, but there's something weirder I've got to mention. Wormadam's forms got individual colors in Gen 7, but Burmy's didn't for some reason. In Gens 3 through 6, all 3 Burmy forms were listed as gray, but in Gen 7 they all got changed to green. That does make sense for the Plant Cloak form, but not the others. If they wanted Burmy's forms to be the same color as each other, gray makes a lot more sense. We'll come back to these guys in a second, though.
Anecdotally, Burmy, definitely one of the more forgettable Pokemon.
What's Burmy's other evolution?
It has another one. No, I know this. It's, Wormageddon. I don't know.
It's Mothim.
All of Castform's forms were white from Gens 3 through 6, but most of them were reclassified in Gen 7. The standard form flipped from white to gray. Sure? Standard Castform is a light enough shade of gray that it could probably fit into either category. The sunny form became red, and the rainy form became blue, but the snowy form stayed white. Arceus went the exact opposite direction. It was gray in Gen 4, but it flipped to white in Gen 7.
During Generation 8, Pokemon Home was released, and things got well, for the most part kinda messy, but some weird stuff was fixed as well. Burmese forms were finally given individual colors. The Trash Cloak one is still red, but oh well. Deerling and Vivian were also listed under one color previously, but each form was assigned colors individually starting in Pokemon Home. Pretty much all these color choices check out, so let's get into the foolishness now.
For whatever reason, some Gen 9 Pokemon had two different color classifications, up until December of last year. The mobile version of Pokemon Home had different colors compared to the Switch version. As an example, Cerulege and Miraidon would be listed as blue on your phone, but purple on your Switch. Yeah, the mascot for Pokemon Violet was in the blue category at one point. Great. But the mobile version's colors were eventually updated, and now they all match the Switch versions.
Hello world, I just want you all to know, before we got on this call, Elias told me that, when he's at work and he's taking calls, he started putting on a southern accent.
Yep, I'll do it for the rest of this video.
I would not recommend that. Let's take a look at Roaring Moon. You might say that this guy is blue based on the color of its body, or red because of its wings. Well, for reasons we cannot begin to comprehend, the mobile version of Pokemon Home used to list Roaring Moon as green.
What are you talking about? It's obviously green, my guy.
You're fired.
You're gonna use the picture I
Yeah,
sent you.
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
The Switch version of Pokemon Home lists Roaring Moon as blue, which makes a lot more sense.
The mobile version also used to list Arctibax
behave
and
yourself.
Baxcalibur. The mobile version also used to list Arctibax and Baxcalibur as gray. We can only assume they did that because their pre-evolution Frigibax is gray. But in any case, now they're categorized as blue like they are in the Switch. The mobile version also used to call Paldean Whooper. Okay, this motherfather is not blue. In a similar vein, Paldean Tauros was classified as brown instead of black. That's because the mobile version's colors for regional variants just matched these Pokemon's original forms, Cantonian Tauros and Jotonian Whooper.
I think you're the only person in the world who calls it Whooper, by the way.
What, Whooper?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the mobile version of Pokemon Home got these two forms of Tatsugiri mixed up. The droopy form is pink, and the curly form is orange. But since there's no orange category, you might expect it to be listed under red or something. For whatever reason though, it's the other way around. In Pokemon Home, the pink form was red, and the orange form was pink. In any case, they swapped colors in December of last year, matching the Switch version once again.
Most of the other differences make a reasonable amount of sense either way. Brute Bonnet is white on the Switch, but it used to be listed as gray on mobile. Like we mentioned with Cast Form, quite a few Pokemon toe the line between white and light gray, so either category is fair game if you ask us. For more videos like this, subscribe to MEPlaysGames and consider becoming a channel member for as little as 99 cents a month. You'll get to watch all these videos early, and you can watch exclusive Let's Plays like our current playthrough of Pokemon X.
Right, so let's talk about the color orange, shall we? As we mentioned earlier, there's no orange category, so Pokemon like Paris, Scrafty, and Tepig are listed under red, Dedenne, Pawmi, and Cufant are yellow, and Floatzel, Dragonite, and Arcanine are brown. One theory we've heard for why orange isn't listed is the Japanese has no word for it, but that's not true. Here's the most common word for orange in Japanese, as far as we can tell.
One thing worth noting is that this word is written in katakana, the writing system used for loan words from other languages. The Japanese word is orenji, which is derived from the English word orange. I apologize to all my Japanese viewers. For the most part, the colors in the Pokedex are written with kanji, a writing system that's used for many native Japanese words, as well as words of Chinese origin. So having orange written in katakana wouldn't match the rest. We have two reasons why we're not convinced by those arguments. I always leave the call when I mean to stop streaming.
Oh my god, Elias, you're so bad at everything.
Well, it does stop the stream, it's just an extra step.
A terrible step. First off, the concept of the color orange does exist in Japanese, and it has for a long time. The Crown Prince of Japan historically wore a dark shade of orange, and that was considered a forbidden color in Japan for hundreds of years, meaning the general public wasn't allowed to wear it. Most of the bans were lifted in the 1800s during the Meiji period, but this color is still considered forbidden. On top of that, oranges and other related citrus fruits were originally grown in Asia, with many varieties being found in Japan. The Satsuma Mandarin and Koji Orange are native to Japan, for example.
In any case, just because something is a loan word doesn't mean it's not a proper part of the language. I think anyone watching this video would agree that English has a word for this color. We've been using it throughout this video after all, but our word orange is a loan word as well. It entered the language from Old French, but it can be traced back much further, ultimately originating from the Dravidian languages of South India, such as Telugu, Tamil, and Malayalam. Despite all of that, orange is still an English word, so oranji is a Japanese word.
Good morning, fellas. Elias is about to explode for undisclosed reasons.
Why can't I arrange it the way I want to? What is this? Our second reason is that Game Freak has used katakana for Pokedex colors. In Generation 3, the pink category was called pinku, which is also loaned from English. Nowadays, the Japanese Pokedex uses kanji to represent every color, but that wasn't always the case. So an orange category would have been fair game if you ask us. The word for orange does exist, and they have used loanwords to represent colors in the game. On top of that, you can also use kanji to represent orange with a native Japanese word. You want to know a fun loanword in Chinese?
What's up?
What do you think the word yomua means from English?
Ooh, it's not coming to me. What is it?
It's humor.
Oh, okay. Japanese is absolutely capable of categorizing this color, so there's something else at play here. We've got two theories for why there's no category for orange Pokemon. The first one has to do with how easily colors can be differentiated from each other. Let's take Dragonite as an example. What color would you say this guy is? Well, Elias says it's yellow and I say it's orange. We will be fighting to the death over this pointless disagreement. Live on...
I demand Claw.
Choose your weapon. I choose gun.
I choose hydrogen bomb.
I choose the sun.
I choose the Death Star.
So I guess I lose. Elias agrees with Game Freak that there shouldn't be an orange category, because it can be hard to distinguish from its neighbors on the color wheel, compared to other colors. Just for the record, the Pokedex agrees with my assessment, I guess, because Dragonite's color in the Pokedex is brown.
Our second theory is that having no orange category makes the Pokedex TIDIER in other... That's not how you say that word. Makes the Pokemon TIDIER in other ways. Our second theory is that having no orange category makes the Pokedex tidier in other ways. Adding an 11th classification would make things just a little bit messier. There's also a lot fewer orange Pokemon than we thought, so it would have been one of, if not the smallest category. So it's easier to just not have an orange classification in the first place, and to put the orange Pokemon into other groups.
Fun fact, Elias's favorite color is orange. Like we said earlier, color isn't objective. Even if we set color blindness aside, everybody sees and categorizes colors differently. Haxorus is listed as yellow, but personally I think it looks more green. Hey Elias, can you look up Haxorus real quick and let me know what you think?
Sure, let me just place you in a brief hold. It's pink. I'd say that's a yellow.
Alright, we're fighting to the death best of 3 now. Don't worry about the logistics of that. A lot of Pokemon are right on the borderline between colors, so there are some cases where you can go either way. There's no definitive line where one color ends and the next one begins.
The mobile version also used to call Paldean Whooper.
Whooper.
Okay, this motherfucker. Oh, sorry, you did not say motherfucker.
That's not what the script says.
Anyways, isn't that a bug type, so no one cares?
It is a bug type, but I think people care.
If you like bug type Pokemon, get out. If you like bug type Pokemon, leave a comment below, okay? I want to see how many bug type fans we have.
2. Oh yeah, so if we just change the color, it's the same color.
Duh.
Well, that's all we got for today. Leave a comment about Dragalge. If you'd like to check out today's deleted scenes, you can join the channel as a member. And as always, shoutouts to our existing members. We'll see you all next time. Good night, fellas. Sleep well.